एक तो ये फैन ऑन कर दीजिए, एसी ऑन, फैन से। हाँ, गिलास धो के पानी ले आइए और कॉफी। Hello everyone, a very good afternoon. How are you all? Okay guys, today we have to talk about money supply curve, right? So, money supply curve. Write down money supply curve. Money supply curve shows the amount of money supply curve shows the amount of money suppliers are willing and able to supply and able to supply at various interest rates in the economy. At various interest rates in the economy. So money supply curve is going to show the amount of money. It is going to show the amount of money that various suppliers are willing to supply at various interest rates in the economy. Write down. As we know, there are 4 determinants of money supply. As we know, there are 4 determinants of money supply. Number 1, monetary base. Number 2, cash to deposit ratio. Number 3, required reserve ratio. Number 4, excess deposit ratio. As we know, there are 4 determinants of money supply. Next point, but interest rate has no relation with MB, monetary base, and RR. Interest rate has no relation with MB and RR as it is determined by central bank. As it is determined by central bank. Next point. Interest rate has impact on ED and CD. Interest rate has impact on ED and CD. So see guys, we know now we are talking about the curve of money supply and we are already aware that money supply is money supply is dependent on these 4 things, right? But there is one more factor that we want to acknowledge. That factor is interest rate. Now, when this interest rate comes into play, so first of all, we should understand that what is interest rate. So guys, do you have any idea what is interest rate? Can anyone tell me what is interest rate? What is interest rate?
So it is the rate at which the commercial bank give loans to the people, general public.
Anything else? Anyone else? See guys, interest rate comprises of two components. A is, yes, what you people said, that it is rate at which commercial banks lent out their money, right? It is that rate. Yeah, we all agree. But there is one more component of it, and it is the rate of interest or the interest that people get when they deposit their money in bank. When you deposit your money in saving account or in FD or in RD, so the interest that you are getting, that is also interest rate. Interest that public gets on depositing money with bank, etc. Bank, financial institutions. So that's why I'm writing etc. So whenever the word interest rate is used, so it is consisting of these two components. It comprises of both these interest rates. Understood? Now see, now the point that I told you that you have written is that MB and RR, MB and RR, these two will not be affected by the interest rate. That means whether the interest rate is increased or decreased, MB and RR will not be affected. Why? Because these two are determined by central bank. Right? So MB and RR will not be affected with the fluctuations in the interest rate. But your cash to deposit ratio and your excess reserve ratio, it will be affected by the interest rate. Clear? Everyone understood or not? Sakshi Jyotika. Sakshi, you're not speaking. Okay. Now it says, write down next line. There are two views of economists. There are two views of economists on this. So economists have two views on this. What is first view? Write down first view. First we are okay. Write down first view. What is the first view? That interest rate has no relation with ED and CD. First view of economist is that interest rate will have no relation with ED and CD. In brackets, you can write down exogenous money supply curve. And what we call this thing, when interest rate is not related with ED and CD, so it is known as exogenous supply curve. Clear? Second view. That interest rate has a relation with ED and CD. Interest rate has a relation with ED and CD. It is known as, you can write the full thing. It will be better to write exogenous money supply curve. Huh? Now it is totally clear thing. And here you can write endogenous exogenous is not dependent on CD and ED. Endogenous is dependent on ED and CD. Clear? Now let us discuss them one by one. So first I am going to talk about exogenous money supply. So write down, when excess reserve ratio and currency to deposit ratio and currency to deposit ratio are constant. In brackets, you can write down what is the meaning of being constant here. Write down that ED and CD are not changing with increase or decrease in money supply. Are not changing with increase or decrease in money supply. Right? That's what the meaning of being constant is. That ED and CD are not changing with the increase or decrease in the money supply. Brackets closed. Write down. Then the money supply curve is exogenous. Money supply curve is exogenous and vertical function of interest rate. And vertical function of interest rate. Written. Please go through it once. Please read it. Everyone read it. Done? Red, any doubt? Any doubt? Okay. So now see, I'm going to draw the curve for this. This is the curve for exogenous. Along x-axis, I am taking money supply. Along y-axis, I am taking interest rates. Guys, it is important, huh? It has been asked. So now the thing is that money supply is not dependent. Pay attention. Money supply is not dependent on ED and CD, or you can say that interest rate is not affecting ED or CD. If interest rate is not affecting ED or CD, that means interest rate is not affecting the money supply. Yes or no? Because we know the formula of money supply. Money supply has got 4 determinants. Out of those 4 determinants, 2 are already constant, right? MB and RR are constant because they are fixed by central bank. We are left with 2 determinants, and in this case it is saying that money supply is unaffected by these 2 determinants. Yes or no? Guys, getting my point or not? That's what exogenous is. That money supply is not affected by interest rate. Yes or no? Huh? Money supply is not, or forget about money supply. Interest rate is not affecting ED or CD. When interest rate is not affecting ED and CD, and ED and CD affect the money supply, that means interest rate is not affecting money supply. I hope it is clear. I have explained it. So I hope you know this much basic maths curves, that if interest rate is not affecting, see, the money supply, then the value of money supply will be constant. It is not going to change. You keep on changing the interest rate, right? So this curve is M naught S. M naught S. Draw it. And guys, I want to tell you one more thing. First, listen to me, then you can draw. Listen to me. Money supply is also proportional to, if we talk about money supply and monetary base, what's the relation? Speak up, yes or no? Money supply is directly proportional to monetary base. So what we can do is, to make the thing simple, I have taken money supply here, but I can also replace it with monetary base, that is money stock. Can I or can't I? See now, since money supply is not affected or you can say interest rate is not affecting ED or CD, and ED and CD determine money supply. So money supply is unaffected, and money supply is directly proportional to monetary base. So monetary base of money stock is also unaffected. Clear or not? If there is any doubt, you can ask or draw it. No effect on monetary base with the interest rates. Okay, Sakshi. Draw it, guys. Done? Done? Okay. Now pay attention, guys. I want you to tell me that now if monetary base is decreased or ED, CD, RR is decreased, then what will happen to this money supply curve? Think and tell. I have decreased the monetary base, and ED, CD, RR are also decreasing. Backward shift, or you can say, yeah, it is correct, absolutely, very good, Sakshi. It will shift left, leftward shift. Yeah. Why? Money stock is decreasing. And as we move towards right, the value of money stock will increase. So if it is decreasing, so you have to move towards the left along x-axis. Jyotika, understood or not? So this will be M1S. And this is leftward shift. When MB decreases, ED, CD, RR decrease. Clear? Note it, draw it. Sakshi, you know these curves or not? Have you studied them earlier? I think I have also taught you these curves. Have I or haven't I? In macro. Yeah, we did it, no? Okay, okay. Why are you getting angry? Writing 2 times S and 2 times R. Yes, sir. Get your mic rectified. What's the problem? Huh? It feels bad when you do not speak. Sakshi, I will miss you. Now you are with me only for, I think, till 15th or 16th of March. Then your syllabus will be completed. So a good student you are. In class, I will miss you. And she is doing formality, huh? Yes, sir, I will also miss you. Okay, now pay attention. What will happen, guys, if monetary base is increased? Jyotika will tell. Or ED, CD, RR is increased. Yes, shifts to right side. So, what happens here is that money supply is increasing. That's why it shifted to the right. And in the first case, money supply was decreasing. That's why it shifted to the left hand side. Please draw it. Then we will do endogenous money supply curve. Sakshi, Jyotika, Simran, have you all filled your registration form for UPSC? Have you registered in it? Sakshi and each and every one of you. When you fill it, please share it with the Priya ma'am. Do not worry. We are not going to publish your result when you qualify prelims because you are taking optional class from me. It's for um, it's for me. I will check the result, huh? That have you qualified or not? Because then we will have to focus on your mains, na? So that's why. Please share the application form. When are you going to share? Okay, do it today. What about you, Jyotika Sakshi? And ask Vinayak also. Has he filled it? Ask him to share it. Okay. What is he doing, by the way? Nowadays, what is he doing? Is he in touch with you? Next is endogenous money supply. Pay attention, guys. If interest rate is going to increase in endogenous supply, we know that ED and CD are dependent on interest rate. Now here, I am talking about that interest rate that banks get as interest on the loans that they give. The interest that banks get on the loans that they provide. So, if this interest rate increases, then what will happen? Then banks will try to deliver, to give more and more loans. Though that will be the efforts of banks to lend out more so that they can earn more, right or wrong. Therefore, if this interest rate is increasing, then your excess reserve ratio will decrease. Guys, excess reserve ratio will decrease. And if your excess reserve ratio will decrease, your money supply will increase as money supply is inversely proportional to ED. Speak up, guys. Hmm? Similarly, if I is increasing, then now I am referring to that interest rate which public gets when they deposit their money in banks. Interest that public gets on the deposition of money with banks. Right. So if public will start getting more money as interest, so what will happen? Public will deposit more and more money into the banks. So your CD, cash to deposit ratio, will decrease. And if that will decrease, then MS will increase. Why? Because you can write here also as what are you, my God? Wow, my God. I have explained this concept earlier, Jyotika. I will repeat it. I explained it, I think, day before or what. Anyway, if banks are, first of all, you have to understand this thing. Your perception is wrong, huh? The agenda of any company, corporate, I mean, or bank is not that we have earned a lot, so now let's have a merry time. That's not the agenda. The agenda on which banks and companies run, that is profit maximization. Everyone, and it's a normal human tendency that we do not stop after achieving. Our aims get higher with our achievements, right? We did not stop once we learned ABCD. Did we? No. Then we learned spellings. Then we formed sentences, and the process went on. It is irrelevant that whether banks have earned a lot. So they will now say that, okay, now we have done a lot of earning. So why not to increase excess reserve? No? That's not how it happens. Rather, the thing is that if someone is getting an opportunity, if bank is getting an opportunity to earn more, then what will bank do? It will give out. And what's the procedure by which bank earns? The main source of earning of banks is lending out the money. They earn via interest. So if they start getting more interest, obviously, it's quite obvious that they will lend out more money. Why will they keep it for excess? This I explained yesterday. So if interest rate is increasing, they will give out more loan. And in order to give out more loan, they will keep lesser reserve. Reserve ratio will decrease. Understood or not, Jyotika? I explained it yesterday, then you nodded your head that you understood. And today you asked this thing. Anyway. So, if interest rate is increasing, then which interest rate? Here I am referring to when I am talking about CD, I am talking about the interest that customers will get when they deposit their money in bank. So if that interest is increasing, customers will be inclined to deposit more and more of their money with the banks. They will keep lesser currency with them. So CD will decrease, that means MS will increase. Is it clear to you all? Okay, just give me 2 minutes, guys. Okay, guys. Clear? Hmm? So if I draw the curve, so as interest rate will increase, money supply will increase. That means monetary base will increase. Yes or no? So it will be a positive sloping curve, something like this. Yes or no? So, guys, with this representation, I hope it is clear to you that we have constructed this curve by considering ED and CD. Yes or no? ED and CD are already considered. Then we drew the curve. कर्व बनाने के लिए ईडी और सीडी को पहले कंसिडर किया है, राइट? We first considered ED and CD, then only we were able to form this curve. So now, if I am going to talk about the shifting of the curve, then shifting of the curve will not be determined by ED and CD, because ED and CD played the role in the formation. The shape that you got, it is after considering this ED-CD thing with interest rate. Then shifting of the curve will be due to MB and RR. Right or wrong? So I'm erasing this. So if monetary base is decreased and RR is increased, then what will happen? Speak up. If monetary base is decreased and RR is increased, then what will happen? Sakshi, Simran, Jyotika.
So money supply will decrease.
Money supply will?
Decrease, sir.
So what will happen to the curve?
Sir, it will shift to the left side, sir. Backward shift हो
Backward.
जाएगा. Yes, sir.
Yes. Now, in second case, what are we doing? Monetary base is increased, RR is decreased, money supply increases. Clear? See, look at it. Draw it. Done? Done or not? Wow, I knew it. What you could not understand, Madam Jyotika? Please explain what you were not able to understand. Equations. Do you know the formula of money supply? No, she went offline. Let her join, please wait. Offline after asking a question. Yes, yes, I understand. What is the formula of money supply, Jyotika? What is the formula of money supply? According to the formula of money supply, just tell me uh, how will you write the entire formula? Leave it. Just tell me what is the relation of money supply with the monetary base and RR. Tell me the relation of money supply with monetary base and RR. Okay. And what about MS and RR? Okay. So, Jyotika, if MB is going to decrease, and you said MB is directly proportional to MS, so MS will decrease, yes or no? If RR is going to increase, and since RR is having negative or indirect relation with MS, so if RR is going to increase, then MS will decrease, yes or no? Okay, guys, there is a previous year question. Please solve it. Do it. Oh, you have done. You are done. Rest of you, Simran, Jyotika. Okay. So let others do, Sakshi. Let them have their time. Done. What about you, Jyotika? Okay. So let me ask you, what will happen in this case? Money supply curve is exogenous. No, not you, Sakshi. Wait. I'm asking from Jyotika. Sakshi, not you. Huh? What are you telling me? I want answer of this. It is asking you to draw the curve. You have to tell me that what will happen in the curve. What are you saying? And whatever you are saying, it is not even synchronizing with the answer. In the sorry, not synchronizing with the question. In question, it is saying purchase. Do you know the meaning of purchase? Sakshi, you tell what will happen. Yes. Purchase means, Jyotika, when you purchase something from market, you give money to the shopkeeper or you take money from the shopkeeper. Yes, Sakshi, what? You raised your hand. So if yes, Sakshi, if RBI is purchasing, it will give money to the government or it will take money from the government. Jyotika. So, first of all, in solution, you will write that regardless of exogenous or endogenous money supply, open market purchase always increases monetary base. Did you understand your fault or not? Give money, sir. Did you understand or not your mistake, Jyotika? So first I'm going to talk about, and Simran, what about you? You did it correctly or not? Exogenous. So this
Yes,
is
sir,
your
I have
money.
done it right.
Very good. Good, Sakshi and Simran. So this is your money stock. This is interest. If it is M0S, now it will shift towards right. M1S. See guys, such a simple question they ask in UPSC. Endogenous. Clear? You can draw it like this. You can write MB is increasing. Here also you can write MB is increasing. Note it. Done? Everyone done? Now let's talk about measures of money supply. First of all, write down that money supply refers to the total volume of money supply refers to the total volume of money held by the public at a particular point of time. At a particular point of time in the economy. So what is he saying? They are saying what it means is that what is money supply? Money supply is the total money with the public. At any point of time, total money with the public. So when I am saying total money with the public, then I mean cash with public plus money of public in bank. And it can be in saving, in FD, whatever. That's what your money supply is. Understood or not? everyone? Hmm? So, Jyotika, can you tell me what type of concept is money supply? What type of concept is money supply? Simran, what type of concept is money supply?
It's a stock concept, sir.
Stock, yes. So it is a stock concept because at any point of time, you can tell the total amount of money in the economy. Right? Next point you can write. We are talking about money supply. So next point is that it includes money held by public only. It includes money held by public only. In brackets, you can write down consumers of money. In brackets, you can write down in parenthesis consumers of money. Right? It is only going to talk about money held by public, that they are consumers of money. It is not going to talk about money held by banks. Now, guys, do not get confused here. Jyotika, everyone. When I am saying it is not going to talk about money held with bank, then don't estimate that I am giving contradictory statements. No. Bank has got two types of money. One is the money of the public, that is liability on bank. And one money is of bank's own money of bank. We have seen it in MB. Have I told you or not? Reserves. I have told it now, reserves. Out of total money, money gone to public, and money left with bank is reserves. Sakshi, Simran. Yeah. So here, what I'm trying to say is that when I say not with the banks, then I mean that I'm not talking about reserves. Reserves are not there included in money supply. Only the money of public, only the money with the consumers of money. We all are the consumers of money. Government and central banks are the producers of money. Understood or not? We are the consumers. So money supply is defined by the consumers of money, not the producers of money. Clear? Next point you can write. It does not include money held by government and banking system of a country. As I told you, it does not include money held by government and banking system of a country. In brackets, you can write down producers of money. These are producers of money. Okay, guys. So I think that's it for today. Tomorrow we are going to continue. First, we are going to talk about old measures, M1, M2, all this, and then new measures of money supply and liquidity. Fine. So, tata, bye-bye, see ya, thank you.